Well, hello there everybody. RonnRetrobro here with the Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle against my good friend Chris. He has a very threatening team, so let's see how this plays out. So I open with the classic opening of Rotom Wash. And he comes in with Torkoal, which is perfect for me because I know he's going to switch. So I'm going to go ahead and set up for the T-Wave. He switches into the Trevenant, which has the grass advantage. And I'm like, that's fine. I have the T-Wave form, no worries. But oh no, was I wrong. He actually uses Lumberry instead of Citrus Berry on his Trevenant. So he harvests and takes off the status, which is really quite an amazing set that completely threw me off guard. So now I'm obviously going to have to switch out of the Rotom Wash, and I decided to go ahead and troll it with my Ferrothorn. I predicted a switch here, and he didn't, so the Leech Seed didn't work. But then right after that, he went for a switch into his Torkoal. At this point, I wasn't sure what he was going to do, and I assumed he might have kept in the Trevenant, so I just went ahead and put up my rocks. Now I wanted to see what the Torkoal was going to do, so I figured I'd protect before the switch out, and to my surprise, he Shell Smashed. Didn't even know that was a thing that Torkoal can do. So I'm really worried here about the potential sweep, so I'm going straight back in the Rotom Wash. He goes for the Fire Blast here. Num num delicious. I eat it all up. Surprisingly, his Torkoal was faster than mine too, and went for the Rapid Spin. But I was still worried about the sweep, so I went ahead and went for the Thunder Wave, thinking that if I went for the Hydro Pump right away, I would have missed. And now that he's paralyzed and I'm faster, I can easily rest, get my health back, and wake up, because I am the Resto Chesto defensive set. Now at this point, it becomes like an old western. We're kind of dueling each other, both Hydro and Fire misses against each other, and it's all luck based. So this can go either way. But I'm really not too worried since the T-Wave is on him, because I can revenge kill him with somebody else if it comes down to that. So I hit with the Hydro Pump, which made me really happy because I thought it was going down. But to my surprise, this douche had the Focus Sash. And I'm like, you little prick. Really sneaky. Really sneaky. Luckily, I still eat up the Fire Blast, so I'm going to go ahead and hit him with the T-Bolt. And that Torkoal goes down. Threat eliminated. So he goes into Conkeldurr. I know pretty damn well he's going for the Mach Punch, so I'm switching into Clefable. I'll go ahead and eat that all up. Clefable eats it up, and now it's time for me to set up for the Moonblast. He knows pretty well that I want the Moonblast, so he's going to go ahead and prepare to switch. And here it comes, the one thing I truly fear on his team, the Mega Venusaur. No matter how many times you beat this thing, it never feels any easier. And now that the Mega Venusaur is out, I'm going to protect just to see what he wants to do. He goes for the Sludge Bomb, and I know that nobody on my team wants that thing, so I decided to go ahead and switch into Rotom Wash and just sack it all. I would have liked to have it for later, but this is the best option considering his health is low and everything else still technically has a job right now. To my surprise, he went for knockoff. Never seen that on a Venusaur, but it's okay. It still took out the Rotom Wash, and I can go into Talonflame like I wanted. Now my reason for going to Talonflame is because I actually did calcs before I put it out, and all of his team members that he had left, with the exception of Lapras, would have been O-code by this thing. So I figured even if he went into Lapras, it would have been close to being killed, and anything else would have died. So at this point he puts in Conkeldurr, which surprises me, because Talonflame can easily destroy that. But I thought about it and I was like, you're being sneaky, Chris. You just want me to eat up some recoil damage for destroying it. So instead of destroying it, I just switch into Clefable so I can eat up its fighting moves. At this point, after getting hit by the knockoff, I decide to go for the Moonblast, and he switches into Volcarona. I do not want to fight this thing with Clefable, so I'm preparing to switch out into Blastoise immediately. Now that I have my Blastoise coming out, I was thinking that he may have switched, but I didn't really want to take the risk, and I kind of felt like if I went for Surf and he didn't switch, I got him. If I went for Surf and he did switch, I wouldn't do much damage, but I could still switch out and not take damage from my Blastoise. So I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go to the Surf. And man, did it pay off, because he thought his Giga Drain can OHKO a defensive Blastoise, which it can't unless you're +1 with a Quiver Dance. So lucky for me, he didn't switch, and that Volcarona is going down. At this point, he puts out Lapras, and I don't want to lose my Blastoise just yet, so I go ahead and switch into Ferrothorn, who completely walls this thing. At this point, I want Toxic, and I know Lapras is going to switch, but I'm hoping that he switches into the Trevenant. He actually decides to switch into the Conkeldurr, which I kind of forgot about at the time. And I also forgot that it was the Burn Gut set, so my Toxic didn't do anything to it. So I prepared to switch because Conkeldurr is out, and he predicted it. So he actually pulls a double switch. So now I'm switching into my Clefable as he switched into his Lapras. Now, my Clefable actually carries Grass Knot, which could have cooked Lapras, but I wanted to be better safe than sorry at this point, so I just went back into Ferrothorn for the complete wall. At this point, I already know his game. I know he's going to put in either Trevenant or Conkeldurr, so I'm just going to go ahead and set up to put my rocks out. Now that the rocks are out, I'm predicting that he'll probably do what he did before, which was switch out from the Trevenant. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Toxic. Surprisingly, he went for a Will-O-Wisp, which is actually better for me, because I would actually want to put the Toxic on this thing. But oh no, I forgot. He's not the Citrus set, he's Harvest Lumberry, so my Toxic's not going to do anything. At this point, I decide to cut my losses and to just let my Ferrothorn be sacked off by the burn damage. Once that happens, I can safely go into Talonflame and get rid of this thing pretty easily. At this point, it looks like it's going to be a long stall war because of this. But Chris gets a little antsy and actually decides to attack me, which was a complete misplay on his part, but it's definitely something I needed. Because he could have easily just stalled me out and let the burns do its damage to kill Ferrothorn, but he decides to hit me, which now gives him the Iron Barb damage. Now the reason this is good for me is because something they did this gen that wasn't in the previous gens of Pokemon is that when you do recoil moves, when you take a lot of damage of your opponents, then it's 33 damage. But if you kill them and you're not taking a lot of their HP, then you actually take less than 33% of the recoil damage. So by him constantly hitting me and taking Iron Barb damage, he's killing himself low enough to where I can hit him with Talonflame, take him out real easy, and not take much recoil. So not even bad. This is perfect for me.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
So we continue on with this little stall. Just bear with it a little bit. It's not going to be too much longer, especially with him attacking the Ferrothorn. He'll eventually end up killing it. And of course, the recoil, we keep hitting him, setting up for my Talonflame plan.
mind chilling in my grill, fuck a dentist. I'm from Southern California, so you know I represent it. I'ma call up on me love, pick some bitches up from Venice. HD the new nigga, tell these other niggas exit. My chain got a Mega Man, shit you probably see me on the 405 high, J-Max and I reefing. About to hit the bank, I leave with 10K, it ain't shit. And I don't mean a movie, I'm giving haters a long clip. Mentally and physically, breaking your body's chemistry. That killing in my soul, controlling 99% of me. Master of the artistry, niggas probably pondering on how to make a milli, but we good if you wondering. This is my life. This is my life. True story. I'm waking up with bitches smear makeup. Get my dick sucked while I'm pondering how to cake up.
So we finally got to a point in the match where my health is low enough to be killed by this thing, and I can set up for the Talon Flame. Now the perfect thing about this situation is, with his health that low, I'm going to take practically nothing to kill this thing. This makes my job way too easy.
To the homies, they flippin' like acrobatics. I'm living to my advantage. I'm conquering all dynamics. The semi-automatic make a pussy nigga vanish. Roll a blunt, nigga. This is my life.
Now he goes into Lapras.
This is my life.
I don't want to spend energy on this thing, and I can't OHKO it right away, so it's time to go ahead and to go into that Clefable. Now little does he know, my Clefable carries Grass Knot. I don't use the traditional smoking set. So I'm going to go ahead, weaken it down a little bit, and then when it destroys the Clefable, Talon Flame will be coming back to take care of it.
I'm the man now. Chilling with my dogs, trying to stack another dollar. I'm a motherfucking leader, mama told me never follow. Faded with my niggas, rolling doobies, fucking models. I'm a young, wild nigga, do your bitch to some gospel. Life's just a brothel, I'm living like fuck it. I ain't nothing like you niggas, cause I keep the shit.
Now the Talon Flame's out, time to swoop in and collect this head real quick.
My life is so fucking awesome.
At this point, Conkeldurr is his last Pokemon, so Talon Flame will go ahead and finish it off, and that will be a good game. Great game, Chris. You played really well, and you used a lot of surprising sets that I've never seen before. Guys, please go ahead and show Chris some love. I put his description and his Twitter in the page. And also, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been RetroBro, signing out.